Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to Stay Tuned Sports, as we are here with you for game number 3 of this wild card. It's been a wild card weekend. It's been another wild card Sunday after a wild card Saturday. So how many times can I say wild in this intro? I have no idea. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on this wild card Sunday night. Getting ready to watch the San Diego Chargers of Los Angeles take on the New England Patriots at Gillette Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, I certainly hope that you're excited for this game, because I am, as well, as we've seen with all these other games happening. Wildcard weekend is not disappointed in one sense at all. None of these games have been bad, and I believe it was somebody on Twitter was that it might have been Warren Sharp. I'm not sure. What was it? But what an absolute... It's been an absolutely incredible. Oh, it's Football Analysis, by the way. That is at FBall Analysis 1 or YT. Sorry, on Twitter. There says, "Dare I say we are off to a generational playoff run, and it is looking so good." And maybe we have another one in store tonight with the Chargers and the Patriots. Again, thank you so much for joining us here. If you like anything about this channel, anything that we've ever done, or if this is your first time here, please hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let people know that this channel exists. It certainly does help us out tremendously. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and a notification bell, as we are on our way to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out or directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the link at the top of the chat, or in the links below in the description below this video. Thank you so much. If you want to join us in the chat, and you can, by the way, chat is wide open. I need to do this as well. Make sure you hit the live chat option on the toggle down menu instead of top chat. You don't want to be in top chat because you're not going to see everybody's messages. But if you're in live chat, you will see everybody. ELS in the chat with us right now. He says, it is time for round 3 of Super Wildcard Weekend here on Super Wildcard Sunday. And that is 1,000% correct, ELS. That is crazy. ELS also letting us know that his University of Wisconsin Green Bay Phoenix are currently second in the Horizon League standings. So congratulations to you, ELS, on your college basketball team doing well with Doug Gottlieb. I guess congratulations. Boy, I got to tell you, it's funny seeing the knives are already out. This comes from Warren Sharp, by the way, on Twitter. He says, Nick Sirianni has to be out. I can't imagine Jeffrey Lurie sitting there idly after watching that malpractice for most of the season. Also, let me add this critical question. How many owners are seriously lining up to hire Nick Sirianni in this coaching cycle? Can't be too hot of a commodity. Oh, the knives are already out for Sirianni. He's gone to 2 Super Bowls. He's won 1. Has he missed the playoffs at all in his time with the Eagles? I don't know, but boy, people are already calling for him to be out in Philadelphia. Crazy work. I wonder if you hold the same sentiments. Do you think Nick Sirianni should be fired in Philadelphia? Do you think he should stay? I don't know. I already have a poll question up about who's winning this game. So I don't know if I want to put up one. Maybe I'll do that later. By the way, here's a little bit of an update here. This comes from Ari Miroff at My Sports Updates on Twitter. He says, Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown did not speak to the media after today's loss. Oh, boy. Juwan Jennings is an interesting free agent quarterback option for the Jets. That's funny. And by the way, and I kind of called this, obviously with my picks, but everybody was talking about how they felt like the NFC West might be like the NFC North was last year, where all three teams got in, but none of the teams won, and they went 0 for 3, all three of the NFC North teams last year. Well, the NFC West, both of their teams in the wild card round won, and now you're going to have a matchup between two of them in the divisional round. So there will be one loss, but there's a chance that you have another NFC West matchup in the conference championship game as well. Obviously, the Bears want to have a big say in that, but we will see. ELS says, doesn't surprise me. A.J. Brown doesn't speak to the media when he's angry, just like a baby. Well, we're going to find out what happens here in this game as we're getting ready for Chargers and Patriots. The Patriots are going to get the ball first here as the Chargers won the toss, and they will elect to defer. 36 degrees at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Feels like 28 degrees with an 11-mile-an-hour wind coming out of the west-northwest. And the Chargers wearing their white helmets, white jerseys, blue pants, and blue socks. Not excited by that. Patriots, silver helmets, blue jerseys, silver pants, and blue socks. Looking good are the Patriots. Here we go. The kick is away. Patriots are going to get that at about the 10. Return it to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, down at about the 31-yard line. And that is where the Patriots will begin. ELS, I thank you for. Nobody cares about Matt Ryan. I don't give a shit about Matt Ryan and his goodbye to CBS. He wasn't good on there anyway. So, and by the way, looking at the new graphics there for the playoffs. Hey, NBC kind of doing what I do. New little graphics for the playoffs. Very nice. As ELS showed us earlier on, handoff here on 1st and 10, and that's going to be a gain of about 6 yards from what that looks like to me. 2nd and 4 upcoming. Ramondre Stevenson with the carry. Drake May breaks the huddle. He's in shotgun. He's calling out the mic. Takes the snap. May looks, throws over the middle. It's going to be caught. And that's going to be a first down for Stephon Diggs. He didn't choke that one away. Gain of 7, first down at the 44. That's rude. How can you make a joke? Because he's got a problem. He's got a problem right now. He's got a problem. And if there's one thing we do, what we always do, we make fun of problems. Hi, Pepper Jack. Oh. Thank you, Bubba. No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm fine. I thank you, though. Hey, Pepper Jack. I love you. 4-yard run for Stevenson on first down. He gets down to the 48-yard line. 2nd and 6 coming up. I got a little extra Taco Bell chicken from Pepper Jack because she loves me. I should probably go. Drake May takes the snap. Goes over the middle. Oh, looks like he would have threaded that right in. But it's incomplete. Hunter Henry could not corral it. Ball's incomplete. 3rd and 6. Chris Shula's getting interviews from like 7 of the teams. They're earless. A lot of teams, including the Miami Dolphins. There's a big. Imagine that. Chris Shula, the grandson of Don Shula, goes to coach the Miami Dolphins. I feel like maybe they don't get Harbaugh, that is what they'll look for. So here we go. 3rd and 6. Drake May steps up in the pocket, but then he goes down and he is sacked. Oh, big loss there for the Patriots. And that's going to be 4th down. Too bad your ass got sacked. Off to a promising start on that drive, but did not get there. Pecan in the chat says, my condolences to Jimbo. Yep, Lloyd says, yo, great to see you. Great to see you. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. If you're joining us, want to join us in the chat, chat room is open. Come in, say hi, say hello, say how are you doing. That punt is going to bounce into the end zone, touchback. So it's a punt of 55 yards, but it goes into the end zone, so it's only really 35 yards on the net for the punts. 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Chargers when we come back. Well, when they come back. The Taco Bell chicken strips are top tier, man. I'm telling you. They're real good. I'm not a real, I've kind of laid off the junk stuff now, but every now and then, you can feel a little junky. And that stuff is so good. Their chicken, as far as like fast food chicken fingers go, they beat the shit out of McDonald's. The Wendy's tendies are good too, but they're different. They're good differently. Taco Bell ones are real good. Again, I steer clear a lot of the garbage stuff now, but every now and then you gotta have a little bit of garbage. Why not? What's life worth living if you're not sucking garbage into your face hole every now and then? You just gotta do it. And no, Jimbo is obviously disappointed. He's not very happy. I want to get Jimbo's thoughts on the Sirianni, fire Sirianni, train that's happening, not just within Eagles fandom, but even outside with some of the talking heads out there, as I mentioned on Twitter. There are people saying, boy, I don't see a way that they can't get rid of Sirianni after just the way the Eagles played this year. Lloyd says, I'm upset. Why are you upset, Lloyd? I want to hear this answer. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Chargers from their own 20 as we take a look at Vrabel and Jim Harbaugh. His brother John, a top candidate on this coaching cycle. Herbert takes the pass, throws. Oh, how did he get that throw? I thought that was about to be picked. Instead, it's needled, threaded, boop, right through. Good for 14 yards, first down. Trey Harris with the reception. Lloyd says he went for the Eagles. Well, you're not an Eagles fan. Listen, just because if you pick the Eagles doesn't mean you have to root for the Eagles. I've picked the Eagles plenty of times. Spirit. I rooted for them to lose every single time. Your brother's a smart man. Herbert back on 1st and 10 from the 34. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. And he's going to get about 9. He bounced out of bounds there. I know he says his name is Vidal, but he's always going to be Vidal to me. Pecan in the chat says, "Go Chargers!" Pecan wants to see the Chargers do well here.
Go Chargers, go!
That's Pecan right now. 2nd and inches. That's going to be a handoff to Vidal. And he's going to get a yard. And that's going to be good enough for the first down. When it's 2nd and inches, all you need is a yard. And he gets it. Well, we got flags down. We got flags down. And that's going to be a false start there on the Chargers. So the first flag of the night is thrown. Pecan says, looks like I'm the only one who picked the Chargers. Indeed, I did pick the Patriots in this game. I like the Chargers. I'd like to see the Chargers win. I like Herbert. But the way they were playing, you know, you want to play the odds. You want to go with what you think might actually happen. Herbert throws on 1st and 15 as Peacock is having a little bit of a spasm on me, but we do see the end of the play. And that's going to be a gain of about 3 yards or so. Indeed, Quentin Johnston with the reception, 2nd and 12 coming up from the Chargers' 43-yard line. Herbert getting pressured, just throws that tipped as he threw incomplete. It's going to be 3rd and 12 for the Chargers. If the Chargers don't win this game, I'm going to blame the Blue Pants. That's all I say. 9:11 remaining here in the first quarter. Shut up. Herbert takes the snap. Back, looks, throws. He throws. That's completed, and it's going to be 2 yards short. Going to be on the Patriots' 47-yard line. 4th and 2. You're kind of in that no man's land, and it seems like the Chargers are indeed going to go for it. Pecan said that he picked the Chargers because it's an underdog pick for me. And that's fine. Again, I picked San Francisco, I think, was my underdog pick. And it turned out pretty good. Trips to the right. And it looks like they were just trying to get him to jump off sides. They did not. That's going to be a flag for delay of game, and they will just punt the ball away. So never an intention to snap the ball, just looking to see if they could get. Yeah, I was going to say, Mr. Official, you did the wrong signal. That's encroachment. This is delay a game. Good to see you fix it. And he kind of had that. I just did the wrong signal. All right, fine. So, all right, at least you fixed that, Mr. Official. So here comes the punt from the Chargers. Go Chargers, go, or no Chargers, no. This one on this drive is a no Chargers, no. So each team did not score on their first possession of the game. He never called for a fair catch. He caught it at the 9, and he gets pushed back. I think they're just going to say forward possession up to the 9, obviously. But they're going to say, oh, no, they're going to say he reestablished. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the New England 7-yard line. Pecan said, I picked San Francisco and Jacksonville. I picked Jacksonville, too. And I thought they would have won, but that's a loss. So I think that's the only one I lost. I picked the Rams. They won. Great game, though. I picked the Bears. They won in spectacular, improbable fashion. Then I picked the Jaguars to beat the Bills. And it was a great game. Like all these games have been. Came down right to the wire, but the Bills get the victory there. So that's my one loss so far. Let me see. How am I doing in my picks? We can look and see how everybody's doing. Well, at least in my family's group chat picks here. Of course, my sister-in-law Robin, she won the regular season picks, but now here we are. We're in the playoffs, baby. We're in the playoffs. So what does that mean? That means currently, God damn it, Robin is still winning those too. She's won all 4 games. She picked the Rams, she picked the Bears, she picked the Bills, and she picked the Niners. In second place is everybody else has 3 wins. Me, my father, my nephew Brody, Peppa Jack, my nephew Thomas, Mom King, and my brother Russell. We all have 3. So everybody is no worse than 3. Just we picked different games wrong. Most of us picked Jacksonville wrong. A couple of people picked Philly wrong. Only 2 people in my group chat picked Philly. My father and my brother, the 2 Russes. The 2 Russes did not. They picked Philadelphia and wrong. Everybody else had picked Jacksonville that got it wrong. So that was me, my nephew Brody, Peppa Jack, Thomas, and my mother all picked Jacksonville, and we lost that one. So, but not Robin. Of course, not Robin. She's still at the top. Even in the playoffs, Robin can't be wrong. God damn it. ELS says, any updates from Jimbo? Yes, he just says he's very upset, but now he's on the Fire Patullo train. He's fully 100% on the Fire Patullo train. This is what I said. I sent him, I was like, how are we doing? He says, still in a mood, and Philly didn't help. I was like, just wanted to check in on you, man. And he says, yeah, now, but I can officially start the Fire Patullo train. Whoop, whoop. So that's where Jimbo is right now in his feelings. Here we go, 1st and 10. At the 8-yard line, as it's officially marked here. Handoff, and that's going to be a loss. Oh, loss of a yard, so now back to the 7. 2nd and 11 from the 7 for the Patriots. Trayvon Henderson with the carry and the loss. Tony Jefferson, 4 interceptions this season. He had a total of 4 in his previous, what did they say, 10 seasons he's been played? So Drake May throws, and it's intercepted. It was batted up in the air. It was dropped by one Charger, but then picked up by another. And it's going to be 1st, and it seems like goal there for the Chargers. They're inside the 10, aren't they? At the 10 itself, it's going to be 1st and goal, Chargers. From the 10, and we got the first turnover of the game. Oh, no.
Go Chargers, go.
Pecan says the Bears stunned the Packers with a shocking comeback for the first postseason win in the rivalry. So is that really the first time the Bears beat the Packers since 1941 in the postseason? Holy shit. Herbert, he's going to pull it down. He gets it down to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 5 for the Chargers. I Grow Fighting in the chat says, hello, friend. How you doing, I Grow Fighting? Good to see you. ELS says, well, the Pats don't look good so far. Oh, they mark him down at 6, so only a 4-yard gain. 2nd and goal from the 6. Herbert in shotgun. Got a fullback and Vidal next to him. And then he pulls it down. He's going to run it himself. He goes up the right side. Gets it down to about the 3. 3rd and goal. 3-yard gain there from Justin Herbert. iGrow in the chat says, I got the Pats in this one. He also says, how about them Bills? Again, iGrow. I had picked the Jacksonville Jaguars in that game, but that was a great game. We have not had a bad game so far. And in this game, I too picked the Patriots. But the Chargers right now, after that interception, threatening 3rd and goal from the 3. Can they punch it in? Keenan Allen in motion to the right. Herbert takes the snap. He's looking, can't find anybody. He's going to pull it down himself and run, but he's going to end up a yard short. About a yard and a half short. And it's going to be 4th and goal. You figure you go for it. I know. Take points. But, you're right here. It's a great opportunity. Try to get the 6 if you can. And they're going to go for it from the 1.5-yard line is what they have it marked as. ELS says go for it. Herbert's got trips to the right. Takes the snap. Patriots sending pressure. Herbert looks, throws, overthrows to Keenan Allen, incomplete. And it's a turnover on downs, and the Patriots interception means nothing. It's 1st and 10 for the Patriots now, back at their own 2. So the Chargers had a golden opportunity, and they blew it. You blew it. You had it all in your hands, and you blew it. Still no score. I mean, you had an interception on the 10-yard line. 4 downs and couldn't get it in there. Oh, boy. That sounds like my early teen years, I'll tell you that one. iGrow Fighting also said go for it, and, there you go. Sorry, iGrow. Didn't work. Pecan says I like the call to go for it 100%. You had to expect the pressure, and Herbert was able to go. It was just not a great throw, and maybe that's it. He didn't want to throw a pick, but also you got to find a way to get over there. You got to see how that. You were hoping it got a better look than what it ended up being, I suppose. But c'est la vie, man. C'est la vie. What are you gonna do? Craft in the chat says, Choke Burt squanders. A great play by his D. What else is new? Pecan in the chat says, all great games so far. Absolutely. So from the 2, May back to throw. He completes this one, and Stevenson's gone. 30 to the 40 to the 45, all the way up to the 50. Oh, unbelievable. And on 1st and 10 from the 2, it's a 48-yard gain. Drake May to Ramondre Stevenson. 41 yards after the catch for Ramondre. Unbelievable. And again, for some reason, this app on here is just really does some dumb shit. But we got the stats back up there. Pecan says, oh no, yeah. So just like that, the Patriots go half the field. You got a handoff here to Henderson. Henderson, he's going to get about 4 yards. 5. Oh, they give him 5. Gets it down to the Chargers' 45-yard line. Drake May on 2nd and 5. He's going to pull it down and run it himself. He's going to be about half a yard short. Stevenson back in the game. He gets the handoff, and he gets the first down easily. 1st and 10 for the Patriots, down to the Chargers' 36-yard line. Hand off to Stevenson again. He gets it down to the 30 is where they're going to mark him down. Second and 4 from the 30. 6-yard gain. By the way, the alcoholic Mountain Dew Code Red, not bad. Right there for you, baby. Throws in and out of the hands of Diggs. Incomplete. 3rd and 4 upcoming. Crafty says Diggs dropped that pass like he dropped his woman. Jesus Christ. Oh, we got a little bit of trickeration here. Oh, it's overthrown. It was handed off to Stevenson, who then tossed it to Chisholm, who then threw it like he had jism on his hands, overthrew Drake May. 4th and 4 from the Chargers' 30-yard line. Chisholm with the jism, and he had a high arcing rainbow shot there, but that did not land on the target. Jesus Christ, this is such a dumb channel. This is such a dumb channel. They're going for it, though, are the Patriots. Snap to May. Looks, throws. He's got his man. Is he in? They're going to say Williams did catch it. He is in bounds. First down, Patriots. Catch one. Oh, I don't know. When did he get possession? I don't know. That's incomplete. Throw the flag. If I'm the Chargers, throw the flag. That was, whoa, I can't believe they're not challenging that. Oh, Drake May sacked all the way back at the 31-yard line.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Drake May throws. Oh, wide open. It looks like the defender had slipped down. And there's Chisholm. That time it looked like the Chisholm was on his hands to help. His little tackiness. Got a little tackiness on that ball for old Chisholm there. And that ends the first quarter. Wow, first quarter done already. Nothing. Is this the first? I think this is the first scoreless first quarter of the wild card weekend. Pecan says Chisholm is a badass name. Like Jazz Chisholm or Chad Chisholm, as people call him on the New York Yankees. Crafty says Vrabel better not be like Cohen and forget the run. I don't think he would be, but that's the thing when you think about it. There's 4 teams left in the NFC playoffs. 3 of them are from the NFC West. No wonder it's going to be called the divisional playoffs. It's all one division in there. Crafty, I agree with you. I do like those professional backup commercials from Progressive. They do a good job with that. Okay, by the way, this is what I got from Jimbo when I asked him. There were calls already for Sirianni's job from inside and outside of Eagles fandom. Even some talking heads saying he might need to go. What are your thoughts? Jimbo decided to say, well, I've seen this over the weeks. Lurie has no problem in firing a Super Bowl coach, as we've seen with Doug Peterson. Also, if you ask me, do I want Sirianni or do I want Harbaugh? I'd have a real tough time picking Sirianni. To answer your question, if he doesn't want to fire Patullo, then yeah, time to move on. If he does fire him, then I'd give him 1 more year. Well, we'll see. Start of the second quarter here. Drake May, he's going to pull this down on 1st and 10. He gets it to the 9 for about a yard gain. Well, they're going to have a 2-yard gain there. Yeah, 2 yards, 2nd and 8. ELS says, cry, Eagles, cry in the trash bin. The ELS has no sympathy for Jimbo or the Eagles. Yes, we are, Crafty. Yes, we are. Like you said, the NFC West. And it could be just the conference championship might be just a divisional matchup. So we'll see. Handoff to Stevenson. He gets it to the 5 and no further. 3rd down. And 4. Coming up from the 5. I brought that point up earlier on in the stream, Crafty. I was like, yeah, people were thinking, oh, the NFC West, they're going to be just like the North last year. 3 teams in, but none of them win anything. The exact opposite has happened. Drake May has all the time in the world. Now time is running out, and he just chucks that up. Incomplete. 4th and 4. Will the Patriots take the points now? I'd figure at this point, points are at a premium. You might as well start trying to get some on the board. And that is what the Patriots are going to do. They're putting on a field goal unit. Why do I always say field gold? I do want a field gold because I want money. But it is a field goal that we're looking at right now here. Andy Borregales, or Borgales, I don't know what the hell. 23-yard attempt, basically an extra point here. We got a snap, we got a hold, we got a kick. It was close to being blocked, but it is not, and it is 3 points on the board for the Patriots as they open the scoring here with 13:32 left in the second quarter. 3-0 Patriots over the Chargers. Yeah, the Bills are playing the Broncos. It's Bills and Broncos, and then whoever wins this game, I believe, is facing the Texans or Steelers. I think they said, no, what was it? They said it in the beginning. I think they said there was one matchup that was already set. Yeah, I don't know what that graphic that NBC was showing them because they were showing one that was, it seemed like it was already set for the AFC, so I don't know. But I think you're right. I think it is, yeah. If Denver, yeah, I know Denver plays the lowest seed. Dean Spanos, the man who stole the Chargers from San Diego. He can eat a big pile of shit. I understand that, Crafty. I understand. I'm just trying to think why NBC showed a graphic that said it was like set for what it was. I don't know why. So 1st and 10 from the Chargers from their own 28 after the return. Crafty says because NBC blows, maybe. They got to fix, dude. Their Football Night in America crew fucking sucks. It's just not great. Hand off to our Marion Hampton, and it's going to be a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 from the 27. Herbert's in shotgun. He's going to take the snap here. He surveys the field. He's got time. He's got good protection. Good protection. Throws. Found an open man. And that's going to be Lad McConkey. Is that going to get me canceled? I'm half Irish. I can do that. $20-yard gain there for McConkey. Got 10 yards after the catch there. Herbert to McConkey, 20 yards. Gets it down to the 47-yard line of the Chargers. Herbert under center here. Takes the snap. Hand off to Vidal. Vidal gets 2.5 yards. Only 2 yards they're going to give Vidal. 2nd and 8 from the 49. Crafty says NBC means nose bloating coke. Hey, don't blame cocaine for the problems at NBC. Cocaine actually makes you more focused. How do you know that, King? I don't know. Let's change the subject. It was a long time ago. 11:24 remaining in the second quarter. Herbert takes the snap. Looks, throws, cut! Right at the first down marker. And that's going to be a first down. Keenan Allen with that reception. So 1st and 10 from the 43 of the Patriots. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. They do snap it. They do get it. And Vidal's got room to run. And he's bowling over people. 11-yard gain for Vidal. First down, Chargers. .10:05, 10:04, 10:03 remaining here in the second quarter. Herbert with the snap, trips to his left. Play action. Throws. He's got a wide open man, fullback. And that's going to be a gain of about 8 yards. Pass to the fullback of all people. 2nd and 2. They're only going to say that's 7. I thought that was 8. Tucker Fisk. They call him, he's a tight end? Okay, he looks like a fullback. He's wearing 40. You got a number in the 40s, you're a fullback to me. McConkey in motion. Herbert under center. Takes the snap. This is going to be a handoff to Vidal, and he's going to be right at the first down marker. We've got a flag down. Bad spot by the official. But we'll see if it even matters. Pecan in the chat says, go Chargers. Crafty says, go Chargers, go.
Go Chargers, go!
Personal foul face mask on the Patriots. 15 yards from the end of the run. First down. Handoff here to Vidal. Vidal gets 3 yards, 2 yards. It was 1st and 10 from the 11. He gets it down to the 8, so they say 3-yard run. Thrifty says, boy, that never gets old. I love Arnie's awesomeness. Arnie is pretty cool. ELS says, what happened to Vrabel? Did somebody punch him before the game? He probably head-butted somebody in a helmet like he does. You know, Vrabel. He gets a couple of those Zens in him. Handoff here. Nope, not a handoff. This is play action from Herbert. He was going to pull it down. Now he just dumps it off to Fisk. Fisk gets it down to about the 4 or 3. Depends on where they're going to put that. And it's going to be 3rd down. They get it down to the 3. Yep, they're going to say 5-yard pass. So 3rd and 2. It's not a goal-to-go situation because the Chargers can get a first down at the 1. Handoff to Vidal, and he's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Okay. You got another 4th down. You got to go. You got to take the points if you're the Chargers. Again, you're going to have 2 inside the 10-yard line opportunities, and you're going to come away with maybe 3 points. And with all the offensive line injuries you have, you got to figure in those goal line situations, you're not going to be able to push the other team like you want to. Snap, hold, kick, up. It's good for Dicker, the kicker. And the Chargers tie it up. Although, I guess if you're a Chargers fan, you really would like a little bit more than that. But
Go Chargers, go!
And with that, the Patriots will get the ball back with 6:52 remaining in the second quarter. Pecan in the chat says, this is a battle. Cue the Rocky training montage. Crafty says that Vrabel looks like he spent the night out with Cokensworth. What is it with you and the cocaine today, Crafty? Crafty's big on the cocaine, Joe. Are you partaking a bit of the snowy slopes of the Peruvian Andes, as they say? Who the fuck is this? Hi, Michael. Nice to see you, Michael. Bye-bye, Michael. Lloyd says blow will make you numb. A little bit. Got to be careful with it. I mean, so I've heard. Who do you think that was? Do you think that might have been Hamster in there? I have no idea. That's interesting. I don't know. It's a guy who has 3 subscribers. He's got some weird joke. Oh, this guy definitely touches kids. Oh yeah, he's got to get called out. I think that's 1,000%. By the way, that's going to be a 9-yard gain. It's a 9-yard gain. 9-yard gain for Henderson on first down. 2nd and 1 from the 36 coming up here for the Patriots. Michael 2109 word capital Z S Mitchell. So Michael Mitchell, clear pedophile, and maybe has some bodies in his basement. I don't know. Definitely got to check on that stuff. Allegedly, from what I can understand. Allegedly a pedophile. Ooh, apparently touches birds too. Unfortunately, it seems like he might be a bit of a zoophile. So definitely got to watch out for that. But having some real issues there. So sorry about that. Michael, in quotation, what's his actual? It's Michael Word Z's Mitchell. At Michael Word Z's Mitchell. Whatever. So, weird individual. Most likely, probably, I'm going to assume, allegedly, is a pedophile and touches children. And may, in fact, have sex with animals, allegedly. From what I can see. Possibly a little bit of a zoophile. So, definitely got to watch out for that. Watch out for this gentleman. And in fact, probably should report him to the proper authorities, especially probably on YouTube as well, just to make sure that he's not spreading any more of that filth on his channel. Drake May, on 2nd and 7, he's going to pull it down, take it himself, and slides down at the 49-yard line. First down, Patriots, as they are now into Chargers territory. Lloyd says that's not Hamster. I don't think it was. I don't know who it was, but they are not happy individuals. Whoever they are, not happy individuals, and that's okay. That's okay, because clearly I don't think most people who fuck animals or touch little children, allegedly, are very happy individuals to begin with. So, and Drake May just throws that one away. Diggs was the closest receiver in the area. 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. Lloyd in the chat says, I think that's a groomer. Crafty says, the fuck just happened? Yeah, dude, we've yeah. ELS says, anyway, back to the game. Indeed. Drake May, 2nd down and 10, throws. That's going to be good for 4 yards. Gets that to Bodie. Throws off the hands of Stevenson. He was looking for Stevenson, and he had him incomplete from Drake May, and that's going to be 4th and 6, and the Patriots are going to have to punt the ball away. That punt's going to get all the way down inside the 10, and that is where it is. Marked down at the 8-yard line of the Chargers. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 for the Chargers from their own 8. 3:23 remaining here in the second quarter. Both teams have all 3 of their timeouts ready. I think ELS loves showing some of the other fan bases that are miserable, so it makes him feel better about how his Packers kind of ended his season. And that's okay. Listen, honestly, I think that's fine. I think that's a good way to deal with a team like that. Like, if you have something like that happens, it's Pecan says, I don't have, usually even if you don't have Instagram, you can still see what the link says, but Lloyd says, homie must have deleted some shit, like, immediately. Oh, no, Herbert, and he's lost the ball. Was he down? It's recovered, but it's all the way back at the. Oh, what a horrible, awful play. They're going to say incomplete pass. No, wow. Why do you think he deleted stuff, Lloyd? I don't think he deleted anything. So incomplete play. It is now just 2nd and 10 from the 8-yard line. He gets that completed That's going to be at the first down marker. They say it is a first down. Keenan Allen. And the Chargers move the chains. Crafty, listen, we've all seen it. We've all seen it, Crafty, with Brady, with some of these other guys. If it has the slightest bit of forward momentum, they're going to call it a pass. You know how that is. You know how that is. Oh, by the way, I forgot to move the possession arrow there. Maybe Michael's right. That's only why there's 6 people watching me, because I'm so terrible and I'm bad with my graphics. But at least I don't have sex with farm animals like he does. Anyway, 1st and 10, pass to Vidal. Vidal's going to get out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 up at the Chargers' 27-yard line. And that's going to bring us down to the 2-minute warning. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts, by the way. Pecan says, I don't have TikTok either. Neither do I, but again, TikTok's one of those things where if somebody sends you a link, you're usually able to see at least what that TikTok is and what that video is. So it can, you can do it. It's just you don't have to have the app. You can open up the address on your web browser, either on your phone or on your computer, wherever you're at. Just checking out some messages. Sorry. I know this is boring. I really am bad. Pecan says, I tried to watch Instagram and it redirected me to an app. Yeah, if you just click on it, I think you might have to copy the link and open it up in your phone's browser. I know it's kind of a pain in the dick if you have to do that. ELS, why are you sending these random ass Instagram? What is the point of watching people on a baseball field? We're talking about football here, ELS. Come on, be on topic. What are we doing here? So here we go after the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 1 here for the Chargers. Handoff to Vidal, but he's not going to get anywhere near. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 still. No gain. ELF says, I have no NFL news. Then don't post Instagram links. There's no reason to post them. There's nothing there. They do a quarterback sneak. I don't think he got there. And the spot's going to be 4th down. That's going to be so dumb, ELS. I hate that. So now they say first down after they said fourth down. Is it, what do we got here? They're going to review it and see. Again, no idea what's happening, but we're in a review. By the way, ELS says this. This comes from ESPN. The Big Ten, led by Commissioner Tony Petitti, is already pushing for a 24-team college football playoff tournament in anticipation for there already being a 16-team tournament. Apparently, it's quoted as saying, in exchange for support of a 16-team tournament now, sources say the Big Ten is looking for a commitment to move to a 24-team tournament after 2 or 3 seasons. So basically what the Big Ten is looking for is 2 to 3 years of a 16-team tournament, eliminating conference championship games. That's good. I'm with that one, absolutely. And restructure the postseason to include play-in games and then eventually expand it to 24 teams. I think, again, they're working a little too hard on this one. I don't mind it being 12. I think 12 teams is fine. If you got rid of the conference championship games and you got rid of the bowl games as these neutral site games, let these teams play at their home stadium. Like, we have to understand the bowl games are done. Get rid of the bowl games. There's no reason for them to be part of the college football playoff. If you want bowl games, have them be outside of the playoff for the teams that don't make it. But now if you're going to have every team in the top 25 make it, who gives a shit? $24-team playoff in football? Eat shit. There's not that many good teams. So after review, it is indeed a first down for the Chargers. Throw on 1st and 10 to Keenan Allen. He's going to get it down to the 35-yard line. And we are at 1 minute. Chargers have all 3 timeouts. Haven't used it yet. We're under a minute now. Herbert steps back. He gets a hand to the face. No flag whatsoever. That should have been face mask or hitting. I mean, anybody else, you hit in the face, the quarterback in the face, that's a penalty. Right? But no flag, and they're going to call it a sack.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
How do you not throw the flag when it's on his face? Chargers take a timeout, by the way. So here we go. After that sack, 3rd and 11 coming up here for the Chargers. 48 seconds left. They're all the way back on their own 27-yard line. Herbert takes the snap, and he's going to get sacked again. He just falls down.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And by the way, it wasn't the Chargers who took a timeout. It was the Patriots. So I'll fix that. Crafty in the chat says Sackbert goes down again. You got a different name for Herbert. You got a different name for all these quarterbacks, huh? Oh, God, the hair's starting to look mallish. Oh, no. Let's have a struggle session, everybody. ELS says, well, this game has been weird. This has been maybe, yeah, this is the no real offense here. No fair catch, and gets it on the run. Gets it up to about the 46-yard line. As Peacock, again, has a couple of glitchy issues here. So 1st and 10 from their own 46, 31 seconds remaining for the Patriots. Can they do something? Can they get in field goal range? 31 seconds, we'll find out. Peacock, it's a real cagey affair, as they say, real cagey. Drake May on 1st and 10. Steps back, looks, throws over the middle, incomplete. Diggs was the intended receiver. But it looked like he choked up a little short on his route. How is that not a flag? They call that, if you breathe on a quarterback wrong, they throw a flag. Here, Herbert gets karate chopped right in the face, and they don't throw a flag. All we want as fans is consistency. Be consistent with the calls. You see shit like that, and you throw your hands up in the air. Like, what are we doing? We don't want more flags, but have the proper flags thrown. Drake May's going to pull it down and run it himself, and he's going all the way to the 30, down to the 20, down to the 16-yard line. Is Drake May. Unbelievable. 37-yard run. As the Chargers just seemed like they were afraid to hit him. 8 seconds remaining. Patriots are going to take their final timeout here. Taking the time to find out. What do I do? Gabagoo. ELS was saying, I was waiting for that one weird game we got in the wild card round, and here it is. So they got the timeout, and they put retroactively 16 seconds on the clock. May looks, throws towards the... Oh, he doesn't throw that in the end zone. He throws that into the first row of Gillette Stadium. 11 seconds remaining, 2nd and 10. Douglas was the intended receiver, I suppose, if you had to pick one. ELS says, hey, Chargers defense, great tip. Tackle the players. I don't know. It feels like that might have been one of those things where it was, again, people are so afraid to touch the quarterback. They just let him zig and zag and go down, and they thought he might have been getting ready to slide. So you let up, and then he keeps on going. It's 11 seconds, 2nd and 10. May takes the snap. He's looking. He just throws that away. 6 seconds remaining, 3rd and 10. Will they just go for the field goal? Yes. May's coming off. And they are going to attempt the field goal here to take a 6-3 lead going into halftime. Borgalis on the field here. This will be a 35-yard attempt, and the Chargers are going to use their first timeout here. Pecan in the chat says, Herbert needs a new helmet after that karate crack to the head. I agree. Again, we just want consistency from the officials, and they never seem to want to give it to us. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is going to be good. And so with 2 seconds left, the Patriots have themselves a 6-3 lead. Why was that? My possession little button there was off again. It was on the Chargers and not on the Patriots. That's my fault. Again, Jesus, no wonder. You're right. You're right. The guy who was in here before, Michael, the pedophile, whatever his name is. Yeah. Allegedly, the pedophile. So with 2 seconds left, kickoff is going to happen here for the Patriots. And the ball fell off the tee. And the ball stays on the tee now. Patriots kick this one all the way back into the end zone. Chargers are going to return it out there to just kind of end the half here. Flips at the 20. That's where he goes down, and that's where the half will end. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one half of football done here in Gillette Stadium, and a real cagey affair, a real tight game here. The Patriots 6, the Chargers 3. A lot of missed opportunities for the Chargers, a couple of missed opportunities here for the Patriots, but both of these teams just kind of real tight. So we'll see what happens here in the second half. Will it open up a little bit more offensively, or will it remain a defensively tight kind of game here? We're going to find out here. ELS letting me know that the Devils lost today, 4-3. I don't even know who they played. Who are we playing today? Again, I've been doing all these football games all day. I haven't had a chance to really look at the Devils. Oh, we played the Winnipeg Jets, and we lost. The Devils losing now is not that big of a deal. Does anybody remember when we started the season off with like an 8-0 run? We were like 8-1-0 or 8-9-0 to start the season off. The Devils are now 22-21-2. We suck. We absolutely suck, do the New Jersey Devils. But there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are at halftime. We've got 10 minutes until the second half starts. I'm going to see if I can make myself some coffee here because this stuff is great. But maybe I should stay more focused when doing the broadcast here. So a little coffee, a little caffeine. That's always going to help you. So I'm going to make some coffee. Thank you so much for keeping with us here on the channel. As I said, probably should focus more. Thank you so much for joining us here. If you like anything that you like here, that you've seen here, unlike Michael, who came in here before, was very upset. He was a very upset man. Did not like anything here. And that's fine. That's fine, Michael. You can go ahead and do all that and then go have sex with your bird or whatever you're going to do with him, allegedly. But Thank you so much for joining us. If you do like anything on here, and I don't know why you would, but if you do, please hit that like button, hit that share button, let the world know that this channel exists. And, of course, as always, please hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized here on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. I know we're going to have people on here that say, oh, my God, you suck. But those people can eat the darkest part of my taint, and that is perfectly fine to do. You can wish that on people because you got to remember that people in this world suck, and you are allowed to tell people who suck in this world that they suck, and that shit that they should eat the front grill of a truck. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. If you like any of those, if you want to help us out more directly, we have a link for our donation station in our merch store, top of the chat and in the description below. I will be back here momentarily for the beginning of the second half. Enjoy your half. Take a piss, grab a couple snacks, grab a drink, grab a beverage, grab your own coffee, grab a cookie, do something like that, and we'll be back here for the second half. And welcome back, everybody. Get ready for the second half here between the Patriots and the Chargers. Chargers do get the second half kickoff here as we're getting ready here. And I'm going to have myself starting off with a second half orange because I like orange and my blood sugar's all low. So eat shit. And I love oranges. Anything citrus. Oh, that's a good orange. That's a sweet orange, you might say. Hound. And hey, this might be the reason that I only have 6 people watching at a time, and that's fine. I don't care. But it might be only 6 people, but it's 6 people I give a shit about. And 6 people that are worth doing this for. So, to Michael, whatever the hell your name is, because I know you're probably still watching because you can't stop. You can't stop. You know you're watching me. We know you love, you love watching me so much you had a comment on me, so I know you're watching. I know you're watching, you little bird fucking bastard. Allegedly. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the watch time. You're doing great work. Kick is away. And the second half has started. Chargers return that up to about the 31, 32 yard line. Depends on where they're going to spot that. And 1st and 10 coming up here for the Chargers. And indeed, they mark it at the 32. First and 10 for the Chargers. Herbert's under center. Takes the snap. Hands off to Vidal. Vidal's going to get down 2.5 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming. From just outside the 35-yard line. (14-20) as the third quarter has just started. Herbert under center takes the snap. Runs. He gets it complete, but it's going to be no gain. Gets it to Fisk. So 3rd and 7 from the 35 for the Chargers. Herbert's got trips to his left here. Play clock at 2. Play clock at 1. Play clock at 0. They didn't snap it. They let him get away with it. Throws down the field. Caught. No! McConkey had it for a minute and then dropped it. Incomplete. 4th and 7. Boy, they gave him an extra 2 seconds on that play clock. Holy shit. No flag there. But it is a complete 4th and 7, 3 and out for the Chargers on their opening possession of the second half. Patriots, they got a little punt blitz happening here and just missed it. That punt, though, is going to take a Chargers bounce out at about the 18.5-yard line. First and 10 for the Patriots. Pecan says there were 0 Taylors in the first half. Yeah, unlike the Eagles game, where the Eagles had 13 points for a significant portion of that game. So Taylor was on the screen the whole time, basically. There's been no Taylor in this game. Nobody's been on the 22-yard line. We have only 3 flags in the game so far. We've had a Taylorless game, and that I think that's really have to look at it, Pecan. We got to look at, is this a Taylor game or a Taylorless game? So far, this has been Taylorless. So, Ramondre Stevens keeps his feet in bounds, and that's going to be a 10-yard gain, first down for the Patriots up to the 29-yard line. They had the ability to get him in the backfield. They didn't do it, and then he doesn't step out. Has a hit there. That could have been close if he stepped out there. But there is no other view that they're giving us of that. So, first and 10. May under center. Hands off. No gain on that one. I was going to say, Pecan, the first Taylor we might get is the fourth quarter Taylor. Lloyd, I have no idea what are you talking about? May throws. Hunter Henry catches that, and that's a first down catch. Hell of a catch by Hunter Henry. 17-yard gain. That's going to put the ball at the 46-yard line. First down, Patriots. No, I understand that, Lloyd, but I just don't understand why you're making that specific quote right now and what that's in reference to. That's all I'm saying. Booty with the catch there. Good for 5 or 6 yards, depending on the spot. Lloyd saying that, I'm just so bored with this game, I'm referencing old SNL. Okay. I got you. All right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I didn't know. I was like, sometimes I don't know what you're talking about, Lloyd. I got to be honest with you. And I mean, I love that about you. Handoff here on 2nd and 6. Going to be for no gain. 3rd and 6 at the 50. As we see Josh McDaniels, otherwise known as the Antichrist. I don't know if ELS is even in this chat anymore right now, Lloyd. Here we go. 3rd and 6. May. Just dumps it down to Stevens. Boy, there's just nobody around there. Once he got right in that second. Did he drop the ball? Oh, he got it. It doesn't matter anyway. But it's just, nobody on the Chargers is covering Stevenson out of the backfield. It's like what are we doing here? What are we doing here? So that's going to be a first down, 17-yard gain for Stevenson out of the backfield. And that is now down on the Chargers' 33-yard line. Maybach looks, throws. Maybach. That was not quite the Mercedes of throws there. Incomplete, 2nd and 10 from the 33. Lloyd said, "Oh, chicken." I thought chicken of the rail yard would have been crow. Like you're eating crow, not cat. Why would you be eating cat? You know, when you're wrong about something, you don't eat cat, you eat crow. I eat cat for a couple different reasons, but that's not if I got something wrong. Usually it's because I did something right. Throw it over the middle. That's going to be just short. Diggs with the catch there, but it's going to be just short. 3rd and 1 from the 24. Well, do you have Chinese food today then, Lloyd? May could keep that, gets it past the 21st down, Patriots. 6-yard gain down to the 18-yard line. Patriots are in the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Lloyd said I had the Jaguars. So did I, Lloyd. I had the Jaguars as well. Oh, so you ate cat because of the Jaguars. Now I get it. I'm a dummy. Well, I am dumb, so that goes without saying. 1st down and 10. They're going to give him a yard. They're not going to give him anything. They say 2nd down and 10 from the 18, so no gain. Chris Collinsworth really likes it when you pound it down their throat. Oh, no, the ball's out. And I think the Chargers have it, and they do. Oh, no, disaster class. Disaster for the Patriots on a great drive. They got all the way down to the 18, but then Drake May fumbles the ball on a sack, and it is a turnover. And the Chargers have 1st down.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Yeah, I think so, Lloyd. It's a weird thing. I don't know what it is. I don't know who it is. But it is what it is. Crafty in the chat said, Cokinsworth cursed the Pats when he started sucking off on May. So the Chargers, they get a big break here. And it is going to be 1st and 10 as I brush my beard for some reason, as I brush my non-existent hair. Am I pretty yet? Yes, I am. I'm very gorgeous, as you can tell. By the way, thank you so much for joining us here. If you like my pretty, pretty face or anything else about this channel, as I just can't seem to form words today, thank you so much. You could go ahead, hit that like button. That would help us out tremendously. Hit the share button. Let the world know this channel exists. That certainly does help us out tremendously. And, of course, if you haven't done so yet, or this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button with the notification bell. That will certainly help us on our road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Pecan.
Go Chargers, go!
With that turnover, that would definitely deserve the Go Chargers, go. I'll say this, though. We are up to 200. What do we got? We're up to 286 on the subscriber count. So It's progress. It's progress. It's all about progress. The little bits, the little steps that you make. That's what really counts here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going to happen all at once. It's not going to happen overnight, but you got to keep grinding. Oh, new season of Ted. That's good. I actually like that show. So Herbert takes the snap. He can't find anybody open now. Chucks it down the field. Had a man, but could not complete it. Incomplete, but we got a flag down. Vrabel's yelling. Vrabel's yelling. Uh-oh. They pick up the flag. We don't know. Again, as you know on this channel, they throw a flag. We count it. It's why it's a flag counter, not a penalty counter. So that's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Chargers from their own 23-yard line. Boy, we were just off for getting a 22, weren't we? Trips to the right here for Herbert. He's in shotgun. Vidal in the backfield. Herbert, another deep pass down the seam. Incomplete. A little bit of an overthrow. And now there's another flag. And this one they are going to get on Davis for pass interference. And he's grabbing his arm. Yeah, can't do that. You can't do that. You hear the crowd moaning and groaning, but he grabbed the arm right at the edge. You can't grab the arm. Boy, this game has been something. This has been something. But here we go. It's a 22. Hey, it was a 22-yard penalty. That's good enough for me. Handoff to Vidal. He's going to get a yard. But at least it was a 22-yard penalty. We had something there. And that was 1st and 10 from the Chargers 45. It's going to be a 1-yard gain. So now it's the Chargers 2nd and 9 from their own 46. Yeah, Pecan had the Taylor Hart there in the chat, as we always do when we see Taylor. So 2nd and 9. Herbert in shotgun. Going to be another handoff to Vidal. Vidal gets a little bit better run on this one. Gets it down to the Patriots' 49-yard line. That was good for 5 yards. 3rd and 4 upcoming for the Chargers. Can they convert here? Patriots look like they might be trying to overload a side here, get some pressure on Herbert. They got the pressure on, but Herbert avoids it. Scramble. Throw. Down. Overthrows. He had Vidal, but he just overthrowed him. And that's going to be incomplete. 4th and 4 from the 49. The Chargers will have to punt. Where's that Browns fan from Instagram and TikTok and all that? Punts. That's what we got here, ladies and gentlemen. If you like punts, you love this game. This game is your kind of game. Punt is away. "14-yard line is where the officials mark the ball going out of bounds. 1st and 10 from the Patriots from their own 14-yard line. They're going to take a commercial break here, and I'm just going to sit here and bullshit. Because I got nothing else going on in this game. Boy, this game is really boring as shit. I like defensive games, but yeah, as you're trying to call a game, this one is really. Pecan says ball at the 14-yard line. So it is, dude. We keep on missing it. Everything about this game, it's just like I even had to do the 22-yard penalty, pass interference penalty. I was like, just something. We got to have something to throw her up on the screen. Just something to make this a little bit watchable. Because as we learned from Michael, who came into our chat before, it certainly isn't me. Oh, King, don't let it get to you. I'm not. I get very grudgy. I'm wondering if that's the Irish in me. I get very grudgy. I got to learn to let that shit go. It's a big personal fault of mine. 1,000%. I take things super to heart, and I get super grudgy about things. So I'm trying to do better. Probably not there yet, but I'm trying to do better. Man, that orange was good. Crafty in the chat says, it would be the Chargers that break the streak of exciting games, huh? Irish Panic in the chat says, Irish. Yes, I am. I'm half Irish, half German. So, I didn't mean you Irish, but I am a little Irish. Apparently, and in being the Irish side of me, I'm a little grudgy. I do hold grudges. I don't let them go very easily. Again, I'm trying better. I'm trying to be better. But we're doing it. But it is great to see Irish in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you want to join the chat room is open. Come in and say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Be like Michael and come in and say, boy, you suck. You could do that as well. And, it'll be fine. I'll take it. Lloyd says, allegedly, Lloyd. Allegedly. You got to remember when you say things like that, allegedly does a lot of heavy lifting. So, 1st and 10. Oh, Drake May down again. Tart with the sack. And that tart was a little too tart for Drake May.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
I like those little tarts that you can get, like little raspberry tarts or those torts. Either one, they're good, whatever they are. And I like Pop-Tarts as well. May getting too lackadaisical in the pocket, says Crafty. Hand off to Stevenson, who's kind of been the all-star for the Patriots in this game. On 2nd and 18, back at the 7. He gets 5 yards. It's going to make it 3rd and 13 from the 12. But it's 3rd and 13, Pecan. It's 3rd and 13. We'll take it where we can get it, Pecan. So May back on 3rd and 13. Looks, throws, caught! And that is Hunter Henry for the first down. Big completion from Drake May to his tight end. And the Patriots move the sticks down to the 31-yard line. 19-yard gain. Crafty in the chat says, what a dime. I'm not sure if he's talking about the pass from May to Hunter Henry or if he's talking about Taylor Swift that was on the screen there. Either way, he is correct. Lloyd said this game is ass, and Taylor Swift has an ass. I agree, Lloyd. Irish in the chat says no. Are you ready for tomorrow, Irish? No. He wants it as his Texans. Oh, Drake May. Deep ball. Wide open is Booty. That's a wide open Booty. And Booty gets it all the way down to the 26. You wouldn't find a more wide open Booty in a OnlyFans house. Oh, my God. First down, Patriots to the Chargers, 27. Proctologists have not seen a Booty that wide open. And now the Patriots are in Chargers territory, and they're pushing the advantage here. Ramondre Stevenson, he gets down. Where are they going to mark him? They're going to mark him down at the 21. You got to be kidding me. Irish says, hey, you think this game is ass? Wait until tomorrow. Crafty says, blow, Chargers, blow. Which they are. I mean, it's been that kind of game. Crafty says, if that Booty was any more wide open, it would belong to J-Lo. From the 21.5-yard line. We were a half a yard away from the 22. Damn it. Drake May back, looks, throws towards the end zone. Just overthrowed it a little too much towards Hunter Henry. Nope, sorry, that was Austin Hooper. That was the other tight end. My bad. Hard to tell the giant white people apart. 3rd and 4 coming up here. Third and 4, May in shotgun, throws. It was bobbled and then dropped. Incomplete. Douglas had it in his hands and then had it out of his hands. And he drops it, and they're going to go for the field goal. And as we've mentioned before, both of these teams wasting, blowing opportunities here. Now, here comes Morgales. Snap, hold, kick. It is up. And it is good. And it is a 9-3 game between the Chargers and the Patriots. 1:34 remaining in the third quarter. Will the fourth quarter perhaps have some fireworks here? I don't know. Crafty says not a single touchdown through 3 quarters. We still got a minute 34. Something miraculous might happen. We might have ourselves a touchdown. Will it be a kickoff return? Will it be a long pass from Justin Herbert to somebody? Anybody? Please? I don't know, but we'll find out here. Coming up with the last 1 minute and 34 seconds of the third quarter. I got to tell you, this has been... You know, here's the thing. I don't know if we would even be... we might be saying, like, oh, boy, this game is boring. Oh, this isn't great. Or we might be having a different opinion if all the other games that we've watched so far, the previous 4 games have been electric, have been absolute dynamite. And this game has been a great defensive battle. But is that what we're looking for? Are we looking for a defensive battle, or are we looking for high drama, a back and forth, haymaker for haymaker kind of game? And we've had that for the last 4 games. And now you got this one here, and it's like, great defensive battle, but it is, after seeing all the other games, it's like, for God, somebody throw a pie, something, you know? Crafty said, that kick is good, unlike this game. Oh, I love Crafty. Crafty is our wonderful dad joker. As I brush my beard again, I don't know, I got a weird itch in the beard. I don't know. Anyway. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. By the way, my name's King. Been here all day with you since 1 o'clock. We watched the Bills and Jaguars, then we watched the Niners and Eagles, and now we're here. We are getting through the Chargers and Patriots. We are doing it. Irish says it's still close. Yeah. Chargers get a touchdown and an extra point. They have the lead. Like, this is what we're talking about here. It's a 6-point game. It is not that much. As we see one corrupt old man sitting there with Robert Kraft. Chargers going to return that only to the 19-yard line. And so the Chargers going to be starting deep in their own end at the 19, 1st and 10. Long way to go. Pecan says, hey, listen, good news is the Eagles lost. And I think we can all agree with that, except for Jimbo. And I understand Jimbo's very upset being an Eagles fan, and also, and I understand too. I worry about Jimbo. I think we as much as everybody worries about me too. Like, I worry about Jimbo, and I certainly hope that he's all right, and that he's doing better and feeling better. And I know that the Eagles losing does not help that anyway, but. As we saw with ELS, Packers losing didn't help. Oh, no! It's a fumble, but it's picked up by Vidal, and he's going to get a first down and get 14 yards on the clip. Wow. Almost absolute disaster for the Chargers as Herbert got pressured, hit, fumbled the ball, but Vidal was right there to pick it up and then ran for 14 yards. Lloyd says, I'd rather read Jimbo's wife being a degenerate. Be careful. Don't talk about other people's wives. We could talk about it, but you can't. That's kind of like a family thing. Yeah, you could talk shit about, I could talk shit about my brother all I want, but you can't. It's like me and Jimbo, like, we've known Alicia forever. We've known, like, we can kind of be funny with each other. Now you can't. Second down at 7 coming up after a 3-yard run there from Vidal. I'm not saying you could do it, but I don't know. Jimbo might have words. Jimbo might have words for you, Lloyd. I don't know. We'll find out. 9, 8, 7 seconds remaining. Chargers do snap the ball. Last play of the third quarter, it appears to be. Herbert's going to pull it down. He's going to run it himself, and he's going to get the first down. First down, Chargers, gain of 8 yards on 2nd and 7 as he comes up a little gingerly at the 43. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the third quarter with the Patriots leading 9-3. It's been all field goals, not a touchdown, not in anything. But, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the fourth quarter. And as I've mentioned all the other times, you see all the players and staff, coaches on the sidelines, when they reach the fourth quarter, they throw the fours up. Why do they throw fours up? Because they want to show they are dedicated to the entire game, to all 4 quarters. So if you're with us now, if you're watching along, if you're in the chat room with us, come on in, throw the fours up. Say that you're here for all 4 quarters. You know who else is here for all 4? Your girl Taylor. Look at her. She's throwing up the 4s. See her throwing up the 4s? You can throw up the 4s as well. However you want to do it. The numeral 4. If you want to do the Roman numeral 4. If you want to do 4 tally marks. You want to use emojis. However you want to show your support for being here for all 4 quarters. Say it in the chat. Thank you so very much for joining us here, ladies and gentlemen, on this final wild card game of this Sunday. We've got one more to go tomorrow. The Texans and the Steelers. Crafty posts 5. Posts the emoji of the 5 hand and then says -1. So there you go. Lloyd with the 4 tally marks. Paul with the 4 number 1 fingers. We've got them all in there. You can do any way you want to. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. And thank you guys so much for being a part of this channel, being part of the chat, being part of the community. I cannot thank you guys enough. Pecan with the 4 Taylor hearts in the chat. Thank you very much, Pecan. Of course, with Taylor there, you got to have the 4 there. And we've had so very little Taylor in this particular game. And there she goes. She's gone again. But thank you guys again. I just want to say this, and I really do mean this. Thank you. I know if you're watching, if you're in the chat, whatever it is, any support that you're giving right now, like just watching, like you're doing, very much appreciated. And I very much do thank you guys for watching along. Whether these streams sometimes are good, whether sometimes they're a little off, sometimes they're bad, I don't know. But I really do want to thank you guys so very much. It does mean a lot to me that you guys do watch along here and that you're part of the community and part of the Stay Tuned Sports channel. It really is. And so just wanted to point that out there. Thank you all so very much as we are now getting ready for the fourth quarter. Chargers have a 1st and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Drake May, 13 of 25 for 213 yards and 1 interception. Justin Herbert, 11 of 17 for 93. Not a great game for Justin Herbert, but again, only down 6 points. All you need is one good drive. It doesn't matter what you do in the rest of the game so long as you win at the end. Is that what's going to happen here with the Chargers? Do they pull this out at the end? Herbert says, I'm not doing great with my arm. Let me try running. And this time he only gets about 2 yards on the carry. 2nd and 8 coming up from the 45 for the Chargers. Actually, they're going to give him an extra yard and say he got to the 46. Herbert's run for 29 yards on 7 rushes. Drake May's run for 61 yards on 6, especially that big 30-plus yarder he had earlier on. Herbert throws. Broken up. That looked like it was almost intercepted, and Gonzalez is getting up slow for the Patriots. Oh, he doesn't look good. He's going to try to go back out on the field, but they might ask him to come off the field here. Quentin Johnson was the intended receiver on that play that Gonzalez did the great defense on. But where leg is something up with his leg. This is why you should wear the pants where they belong and wear the knee pads correctly. 3rd down and 7. Herbert's in shotgun. He's got trips to his right. Now Ladd McConkey's moving over. Play clock at 0. They do snap it. And there's a late flag, and there's another late flag. And because it's incomplete, they declined the penalty. It's going to be 4th and 7 from the 46, and the Chargers will have to punt. Whew. Punt is away. Patriots, they were back there. It bounced at the 5 and then bounces into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. So it was a 54-yard punt, but because it comes out to the 20, it's only a 34-yard punt net for the Chargers. When we come back, 1st and 10, Patriots at the 20. Pecan in the chat says, please, somebody, score a touchdown. Anybody, score a touchdown. I think we're all kind of feeling that same boat there. To me, I feel bad. I feel like it's, I don't want it to, again, it looks bad. I don't want to feel like I'm like, trashing on the players or the teams or anything like that, because I again, I'm just some fat loser talking on YouTube about the games where they're actually out there playing it. But from just a purely entertainment standpoint, boy, this game has been a dud. And you'd hate to see a great streak of games here on Wild Card Weekend end on Sunday on a dud like this. So, again, I hope we get a little bit more fireworks here, a little something more entertaining. But honestly, I think if you're at this point, if you're the Patriots, it feels like a 6-point lead is a lock as long as you keep it playing safe. I think that's kind of how you're going to look at it. By the way, according to ESPN metrics, and I know a lot of people in here was like, oh, who gives a shit about ESPN metrics? And I agree. But according to ESPN metrics, the Patriots currently have a 78.1% chance of winning this game. Now, again, you remember the last game, the Eagles, I believe they were up to like 78, 79% as well, chance to win the game, and we saw how that turned out. Will that be the same story in this game? Will the Chargers find a way to get a victory here in New England, or will the Patriots hold on here by hook or by crook, by any way possible, to get the win, in which they're currently leading by 6 points? We're going to find out here in just a moment. Lloyd in the chat says, Chargers, what's a positive yard? Patriots, what's a touchdown? We don't know. We don't know. Nobody knows. Yeah, they're giving us oh, look at the curling link they have out there. Let's go. Let's go curling. And we'll see if the hockey arena is done in time as well. Drake May on 1st and 10. Throws it into the backfield. Ball's loose. They're going to say, no, he's down. Gain of 3 yards. Douglas with the reception out of the backfield. Drake May on 2nd and 7 steps up into the pocket, throws. He's got a wide open receiver caught. First down. Sorry, Patriots. Why did I say Chargers? I don't know. I'm kind of dumb. That is true. I am stupid. First down, Patriots. Jack Westover, the tight end, was the receiver. Lloyd says, who watches ESPN anymore? Chris Berman was what drove that channel. There used to be a lot of good stuff. Like I said, even like Dan Patrick and Olbermann on Sports Center, like when Sports Center used to be good, even when you had Stuart Scott, Rich Eisen, you still got Van Pelt on there, which is pretty good. Trey Wingo. Like there were good things there. And then plus, just the coverage they did was good. But now you look at it, they ignore hockey. Again, it's like, oh, ESPN, they got hockey back, and now they do nothing with it. They don't broadcast the Winter Classic. They don't do anything with hockey whatsoever. It was better when it was on NBC. Oh, there's another open booty, and he stays in bounds. That was a legally inbounds booty, good for 16 yards. First down. And they have crossed the 50-yard line. It's going to be first down at the Chargers. 49. Kayshon Boutte, 4 receptions for 66 yards in this game. Pecan says, when the Chargers plane touches down tonight, they'll finally have one. Get it? Touchdown? I got it. Drake May, 1st and 10, escapes the sack. Now he's going to pull it down, and he slides down at the 40-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 9 for Drake May. And he's going to be down there, yeah, like I said, at the 40. Wow, they moved them all the way back. It's actually only an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Oh, come on. I think that's a particularly bad spot by the officials, but what do you want me to say? So from the 41, 2nd and 2. Up. We've got a timeout taken by the New England Patriots. Well, not sure what happened there, but there we go. Now the timeout is there. Lloyd says they ignore a lot. ESPN ignores everything unless it's the SEC or the NBA. That's it. That is all ESPN is. And that's the shame of it, you know. And the problem is there's not really a good alternative. Like, Fox Sports was trying to do something. Like, Fox Sports is terrible. It's just bad. And, you know, and then you had that whole thing with Joy Taylor sucking her dick. So, well, she was sucking dick to the top. Unfortunately. I guess that's still an allegedly, but the evidence is there. As we've heard from the hairdresser and everything like that. So you had that whole mess with the whole First Things First and everything there like that. They just had also programming that wasn't any good. Now they've got Barstool on there, which I think is their attempt to try to save it. And it's not a bad attempt. It might be a little too late, but it's something. But they don't have anything there that's as engaging as ESPN had, you know, at least back in the day. You know, and there's no NBC Sports Network anymore. Although I think they're saying they're trying to bring that back, so that might be something. But it's ESPN is just not good. It's just it hasn't been a good product in 15 to 20 years. It really hasn't been. And that's it. There was a time where afternoons were set by watching Pardon the Interruption and then Around the Horn. And I remember Around the Horn when it still had Max Kellerman as its original host. And then they went to Tony Reale, Stat Boy from the old Pardon the Interruption. And those were absolutely can't miss. I can't tell you the last time I watched Pardon the Interruption. I can't tell you the last time I saw Around the Horn. I think they finally did end Around the Horn. Crafty in the chat says, the news of Joy Taylor sleeping her way to the top was about as shocking as Clay Aiken coming out as gay. No, really? You gotta be kidding me. Liberace, he wasn't gay. He was just very flamboyant and eccentric. It's amazing he hasn't gotten married yet. Lloyd says they are. I know. I saw the rumors about them bringing back NBC Sports Network. So we'll see. We'll see if round 2 can do any better. But again, now they don't have the NHL, which I think that was a good thing for them when they originally had it, was at least they had something, an anchor sport. They don't have that. 2nd and 2 for Drake May. Hand off here to Stevenson, and he's going to bowl his way down to the 29-yard line. First down, Patriots. Ramon Stevenson, 9 carries for 40 yards. Well, now he's 10 carries for 53 yards. Sorry about that. They just updated his stats. If the Patriots get another field goal, and they were up 2 possessions, this game's over. Drake May back. Boy, open. Wide open, caught. Touchdown. Holy shit, somebody scored a touchdown. With 9 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this game, somebody scored a goddamn touchdown. Oh. And that'll be game. That's game. That's game. Now you're talking about it's a 2-touchdown game? I'm going to leave the touchdown graphic up there for a while, just to let people know, yeah, there actually was a touchdown. The extra point is indeed up, and it is indeed good. 16-3. The Patriots have the lead. And I think we can all agree, have probably iced the game. That actually happened. There was actually a touchdown in this game. (16-3), the Patriots lead, 9:45 remaining. Crafty in the chat says the Patriots have been the better team all game. They just needed to finish drives, and there, they finally do. Hunter Henry, 3 receptions for 64 yards, and he finishes off there with a 28-yard touchdown pass from Drake May. And it appears that the Patriots will win this game, which will mean that the game tomorrow will be to see who goes to Denver. I'm sorry, will mean who goes to New England. Because whoever wins doesn't matter because the Bills will be the lower seed that makes it, so then the Bills will automatically go to Denver. So that's what it is. So if the Patriots win this game, it is Bills versus Broncos. And then it will be either the Steelers or the Texans going to New England to take on the Patriots. Chargers get a big return here down to the 36. Peppa Jack getting her nightly glass of... listen, if you guys know, you've been watching these streams long enough, you know this is around the time Peppa Jack grabs her cup of milk. Hi, Peppa Jack. You going to grab a cookie? Can you do me a favor? Can you grab me a cookie, too? Do me another favor? Can you grab me a glass of milk, too? Thank you. Pecan says Harbaugh is watching from the couch tomorrow with his brother. Maybe he can help him find a next coaching job, which will be hopefully for the Giants. We got flags down. That play never even happened. What is this going to be? False start on the Chargers. Oh, no. No Chargers, no. Thank you, Papa. Glass of milk. I deserve a cookie for having watched this game. Thank you, Peppa Jack. I love you. Oh, yeah, these are nice. These are nice and soft. That's a sweet cookie, you might say. Round. Oh, look at Herbert. Breaking tackles and then pushed out of bounds. That's going to be good enough for a first down, 16 yards after the first and 15. And it's first and 10 from the 47. Irish was like, oh, what down? I know. Believe it or not, a touchdown actually occurred. Herbert, he's going to pull it down again. And again, he's going to get yardage. And then he does oh, boy, he did a ballet split there. Ouch. My balls. They hurt having watched that. But he just pops up like it's no big deal. That's going to be another first down. And he does what? Kind of like a baseball slide, really, there for Herbert. First and 10 from the Patriots, 42. So 2 straight first down runs from Herbert. He says, fine, I'll do it myself, in his best Thanos voice. Herbert looks like he was going to run again. Then he just overthrows Keenan Allen, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Lloyd says, I don't think Harbaugh is going to the Giants. I don't know why you don't think he would. Giants have better foundational pieces than I think any other team out there that has a head coaching vacancy right now. So I don't see why he wouldn't go. 2nd and 10. Herbert gets broken in half, and it's going to be a fumble recovered by the Patriots, and Herbert is down, and he is hurt. And Herbert tried too many times. Oh, he got cracked right in the face. That's a concussion. No flag on that one. Yeah, Herbert he doesn't know where he is right now. Charger fans don't know where they are, but we know where they're going to be. Chargers are going to be going home. When Crafty asked, do the Chargers have any running backs other than they had Omarion Hampton, but he played like 2 downs and then he was done for the game. As you can see, Herbert is their leading rusher right now. I don't know why this thing keeps on screwing up there. Herbert was 11 for 20 for 93 yards passing, so he did not even get 100 yards passing in this game. But he also was running for 9 carries for 56 yards. He's the leading rusher for the Chargers. Chargers offensively were not able to get anything going in this game. Their defense held on as long as they could. But you look at that, Drake May, 17 of 29, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, 268 yards. Drake May's also run for 69 yards on 7 carries. So he's believe it or not, as good as the Patriots I felt like have run the ball in this game, Drake May is still their leading rusher. Ramondre Stevenson technically has more receiving yards on 3 receptions for 75 yards. Again, defensive battle, but the Patriots were just better. Yes, Crafty, they have been. Like I said, you just look at the stats right there. That's crazy. Lloyd says the Giants have fumbled more talent recently. What have we fumbled talent-wise? Like I said, outside of the Saquon issue, like the whole Saquon Daniel Jones issue was known. We know that. Outside of that, what was fumbled? The only thing I would say then is Xavier McKinney, and that was that same time period where Shane made a lot of mistakes, which he's even said. But outside of that, where have the Giants fumbled talent? More so than the Browns? Have you seen the Browns? No, get out of here. That's a terrible take, Lloyd. Lloyd said, this game is good sleeping material. Yeah, dude, you take a couple hits from the pen, just sit back, relax. This game, you'll be out in no time. Henderson, he's going to bring that down to about the 39-yard line, 6-yard run. 2nd and 4. We are under 8 minutes to go. No, Trey Lance is the Chargers backup. Who did I think Bridgewater, was he Tampa Bay? He might have come out. He might have been the backup for Baker. Handoff here. That was Henderson again. And that's actually a loss of a couple yards there for Henderson. Loss of 2. Brings it back to the 41. 3rd and 6. With 7:06, 7:05, and 7:04 with the clock running here in the 4th quarter. The Patriots up 13 points. Oh, did I pull that out of my ass that Bridgewater played for the Bucks? That was straight. Oh, Drake May. Oh, fumble! But the Patriots jump on it at the 50. Oh, the Chargers had a chance. They blew up Drake May. My God. Did he ever take a hit? That bounced the ball straight up into the air. Okay, yeah, but that's why you hired John Harbaugh to bring in him and his coaching staff, the people he wants, to then work with that talent. Why would Harbaugh doesn't want to go there and work for the Giants because he thinks that his coaching staff is going to fumble the talent? No, like that doesn't make sense. You said that Harbaugh wasn't going to take the Giants' job because they fumbled too much talent. Patriots going to snap it with 1 on the play clock to kill as much time. Fair catch at the 12 for the Chargers. So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 12. And here's the thing, that's my worry, Lord. I'll say this. So I'm starting to pick up what you're trying to say, that you're thinking that the Giants, he'll turn down the Giants. The Giants will somehow screw it up. And I get that. I understand that as well. My fear, because the Giants, and rightfully so, showed a lot of interest in Kevin Stefanski. And I like Kevin Stefanski. We interviewed him already. Might have a second interview with him. We'll see what happens. Then Harbaugh became available. Clearly, Harbaugh is the big fish out there that everybody wants to get. So clearly, I mean, the Giants would be dumb not to try to go after Harbaugh. My worry is that if the Giants don't land Harbaugh, that they then alienate Stefanski in having gone after Harbaugh. Stefanski says, I'll take a job somewhere else. Don't worry about it. And then the Giants missed out on both Harbaugh and Stefanski. That's my worry. And things like that can happen, and they often have happened to my New York Giants. So with you on that, I understand that, and that's the paranoia I have when it comes to the Giants. God, milk is delicious. Crafty in the chat says, you mean the Chargers squandered an opportunity? No way! That's been the story of this game. Lloyd says, yeah, agree on that point. Agreed wholeheartedly. Yeah, I agree, man. It's just that's my thing. I would like sooner rather than later here, because I know John Harbaugh, he's not doing interviews until this coming week. So he hasn't interviewed with anybody yet. So we'll see what happens with the interview processes, and let's see what happens going forward. Again, I like Stefanski. I wouldn't mind having Stefanski. I would like Harbaugh. I think that would be a big get and a good stabilizing presence for this Giants franchise. Pardon me. My worry there is that the Giants will go ahead and find a way to screw this up and end up with neither one of them. And then we get, Mike McCarthy or some nonsense, which I just don't want it. Five minutes and 39 seconds. 1st and 10 from the 12 for the Chargers. Herbert back, and we've got flags before this even starts. Full start on the Chargers. Becton with the foul. Yeah, McCarthy was good 15, 20 years ago, but that's 15, 20 years ago. It's not what it is now. Herbert throws. He gets it to Vidal. Gets it down to the 18-yard line, 2nd and 4. Clock is tick, 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 ticking. Throw caught. That's going to be good for a 1st down. Ladd McConkey gets the 1st down. Past 2 yards. Looking for the face mask call. Did not get it. And that is a face mask and a half. How do they not call that? These officials have been atrocious in this game on every angle. Herbert throws. Yeah, it's going to be good to Quentin Johnston. That's good for 8 yards down to the 32-yard line. 2nd and 2. Second and 2. Herbert throws over the middle to nobody in particular. I guess Keenan Allen was the intended receiver, but it was nowhere close. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Chargers. Chris Collinsworth brings up a great point. The Patriots defense was getting a little gassed out there, and then the Chargers switched out a wide receiver, which allowed the Patriots to switch out everybody on their defense because you're allowed to sub if the offense subs, and feel like they kind of shot themselves in the foot there. Herbert takes the snap with 1 on the play clock and gets lit up on the blitz. Jesus Christ.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Lloyd says, looks like the Lions will get Mike McDaniel. Is he a good offensive coordinator for real? Yeah, I think it's a great get. I think that's a fantastic get. Chargers are going to take a timeout here. I'd have loved to see McDaniel as the Giants offense coordinator with John Harbaugh, but we'll see who we get. If we get Harbaugh, if we get Stefanski, we'll see who we can pull in. No, I love Mike McDaniel as offense coordinator. No, not being sarcastic at all. Again, I think so. That's like Robert Saleh. I would not want Robert Saleh to be my head coach. I would want Robert Saleh to be my defensive coordinator, though, 1,000%. Herbert throws on 4th and 9, and it's going to be good for a first down. Ten-yard gain on 4th and 9. Move the chains. Chargers, again, running out of time here. Trips to the right here for Herbert. Patriots are just throwing blitzes now. Quentin Johnson with the catch there. Good for 9 yards. 2nd and 2. 8 yards, they're going to say. Down at the 43. Herbert takes the snap. Throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. Into Patriots territory is Oronde Gadsden. 10 yards on the Patriots 47. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And now the Patriots are slow to sub. Since the Chargers subbed people, they can't snap the ball. Ladd McConkey catches that at the 41-yard line. 2nd down and 4. Chargers throw. That's going to be caught at the 35-yard line by Harris. First down, move the chains. 2:40 and counting remaining. Herbert steps back. He's going to pull it down. Now he throws. Oh, overthrows Trey Harris there. That's going to be 2nd and 10 coming up. Stops the clock at 2:29. Crafty in the chat says the Chargers have had one of the best Ds of the last 6 weeks, but they didn't give up much more than 20 points in any game during that stretch. Yes, but when your offensive line is as decimated as they are, and Justin Herbert has been the most hit quarterback in the NFL this season, and it's showing up here as the Patriots just continue to just pressure, pressure, pressure. And as Collinsworth brought up, the Chargers have not punished the Patriots for their blitzing, and it's costing them. Herbert's going to pull it down, and he's only going to get about a yard gain. 3rd down and 9 from the 34. And that's going to bring it down to the 2-minute warning. Chargers were hoping to score before then, but I don't think they're going to. 2:06, 2:05, 2:04. Trips to the right. Herbert takes the snap. He throws. That looks like that might have been tipped at the line. Incomplete. 4th and 9 with 2 minutes remaining in the game. Down 13 points are the Chargers. They've reached a 2-minute warning. They have 2 timeouts. If they score here, they're going to have to go for an onside kick. That's the bottom line. It even feels like, no, if the Chargers even score a touchdown now, it feels like 1,000% too little, too late. But we'll see, because they have 4th and 9. So this might be the last play they have. This could be the end of the game for all intents and purposes. So we'll find out. Parker Posey is still a dime. I just want to point that out there. I know she's doing the Hyundai commercials and everything like that, but man, Parker Posey, 1,000%. Anybody who grew up in the '90s, if you didn't have a crush on Parker Posey, I don't know what was wrong with you. But I got to tell you, it's 2026. Still have a crush on Parker Posey. Patriots fans singing full throat to the national anthem of New Jersey. Oh, we got whistles and the Patriots take a timeout. Can you do a timeout of the 2-minute warning? I guess. I suppose. So Patriots down to 1 timeout. We have still 2 minutes on the clock. It is a 4th and 9. I guess it's a worthy timeout there for the Patriots, because that's it. This is the game here. You stop the Chargers here. You get the ball on the turnover on downs. You can kneel it out, and you are waiting to see if you will be facing either the Texans or the Steelers. From the Patriots 34, 4th and 9, Herbert Trips to his right. Takes the snap and gets lit up for a sack, and what a way to end the game.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And that's the way this one's going to end. Patriots have 6 sacks on the game. The Chargers have 5. Again, the Chargers defense did not play bad. Crafty says, Madison Beer right now saying, I seduced the wrong L.A. quarterback. Well, Matt Stafford has a wife. I know some people don't like her or not, but she's a pretty good dime, man. You know what I mean? So Lloyd says, holy hell, Batman, how do you end it like this? Because that's what they've been doing all game. That's it. Chargers, they have 2 timeouts, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Patriots, they're going to try to run this one out. That's a handoff gain of 1. Chargers are going to take the timeouts. They've got 1 left. Both teams have 1 timeout left. Was it earlier in the year where Jackson Dart kind of shot his shot with Madison Beer, even though she was with Justin Herbert before the game? By the way, one of the games that the Giants won was the Madison Beer. It was against the Chargers. After that, I thought that was pretty cool. Handoff again, and that's a first down. Now let's game. Down to the 41-yard line of the Chargers. That's a 15-yard run. Now they can go ahead and kneel this out. Lloyd says this game was a snooze fest. It was a defensive struggle, a cagey affair, if you will. But the Patriots are going to end up on top. Crafty says local homicide department's been called to investigate this murder. The murder of Justin Herbert, as he was just getting destroyed. The Chargers are going to take their last timeout anyway. Vrabel went to hug one of his players, got a bloody lip. Gave him a little headbutt there. Patriots kneel down on 1st and 10. Irish says, boy, way to show up, Chargers. Again, the Chargers defense showed up. I don't think we can argue that point. Chargers defense showed up. The offense had a couple opportunities early. They were inside like the 5-yard line twice in that first half and came away with 3 points. That was it. They had a chance to, if they scored 2 touchdowns there, they're still, I mean, who knows how that game goes from here on out, but Chargers had their opportunities. The Chargers had their opportunities, and they did not do well with them. And, again, both defenses played incredibly well in this game for the Patriots, for the Chargers. But the Patriots, they eke it out, and they win. Again, Drake May, 17 of 29 for 268. He has a touchdown and a pick. There's the final kneel down. And that is it. The Patriots, they're going to host themselves another playoff game, ladies and gentlemen. That's a final from Gillette. And a final on this wild card Sunday. I certainly hope everybody had a great day. I did. I had a blast with everybody. We had some great games. Maybe didn't end on the best one, but it was still good, and it was still fun to watch. The Patriots defeat the Chargers 16-3 at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Crafty says, does Vrabel have his own personal chin wiper? Yeah, we're wiping the blood off his lips because he went to go hug one of his players, headbutted him instead, and got a bloody face from it. But, again, he's probably never been happier because he's a psychopath who chews Zins, smokes cigs, and probably does a line or two before he goes out there to coach these games, if we're going to be honest. If you look at Vrabel, tell me Vrabel doesn't strike you as a guy that does a line or two just to, you got to get through the day, Got a lot to do. I never got to use the Chargers touchdown graphic today. I put all that work in. I never got to use it. At least I got to use the Patriots one once. That's it. So thank you, Patriots, for scoring Hunter Henry, giving me the opportunity to do that. And Justin Herbert, go rest up. Let Madison Beer kind of nurse you to health. And you can nurse on Madison Beer for a while, I suppose. Dumb channel. Such a dumb channel. Anyway, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me for these 3 games on this Sunday. It's been a long day. It's been a tiring day, but we've gotten through it. Tomorrow night, we've got the Houston Texans and the Pittsburgh Steelers closing it out. Irish, big day tomorrow. Big day for Irish Panic, our resident Texans fan in the chat. We certainly hope that he's ready, he's excited, and that he joins us tomorrow, as you will hopefully join us tomorrow as well. If you liked anything about this channel, anything about this broadcast, anything at all, even if it's my beautiful little face here, thank you so much. And hit that like button for us. That would help us out tremendously. Hit that share button. Let the world know this channel exists. And, of course, as always, if you haven't done so already or this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and a notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and glorious platform known as YouTube. You want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store down in the description below. Ladies and gentlemen, Crafty in the chat says, Madison Beer is going to be photographed with Sam Darnold tomorrow. Irish says, have a good one, y'all. Got to get to work. Godspeed. Irish, he's got the nervous face on for tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see tomorrow, Irish. But big game, and we end it off with the Steelers at home against the Texans. Thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you mañana. For Stay Tuned Sports, my name is King. Adios.